Hey, what's up everyone? Coach Gabe here, and I'm here with my girl, Patricia. Hello. And today we have 3 great dodging drills just for you. Okay, let me break them down. The first one is going to be the stutter step. The second one is going to be the jump stop. And the third one is going to be the skip dodge. And so we're gonna be doing this live, so we're gonna probably have some oopsies, some mess ups, but don't worry about that. This is what you should expect during a dodging session. So Patricia, have you ever done any of these dodges?
No.
No, so this is Patricia's first time going through these dodge motions and all that good stuff. Now, the reason why we're focusing on these 3 moves specifically is because these 3 moves, the stutter step, the jump stop, and the skip dodge, are great tools to have in your tool bag to pull them out. You don't want to just be pigeonholed into one move. You want to have different types of footwork to accomplish your goal, which is getting buckets. Okay, shameless product ad right there, but that's all right. So the way we're going to set this up is we only have a couple of cones, and we're going to be using these today. That's it. You're only going to need a couple of cones. Now, if you don't have cones, you can use socks, you can use some kind of object, right? I recommend cones. Just go to your local Dick's Sporting Goods or any sporting goods store and get a couple of cones. Now, that's a lot of talking. Let's get to work. All right, so the first thing we're going to set up is the stutter step. So let's back up. So when we set up the stutter step, what is it? It's a lot of chops, like you call machine guns, you know, whatever. The way I like to set it up is when I use my cones like this, I'm going to make them just a little bit wide so we can practice on getting wide in our breakdowns in our steps, okay? The stutter step is a very fast chopping motion just like that. Now, what you can do, especially if you have a goal, is set up your drill, work these stutter steps, and then go to cage. Now, these blue cones right here, we're gonna use these to signal when we're going to take a jab step. The jab is very important. I'm going to do another video on that in the future. So we're going to put these right here, okay? Now, if you have a hurdle or an octagon, whatever, you can make that work too. But we're just going to use it just like this. So if you notice, this is kind of what we're going to be working with. This is a very basic way to do this, okay? Now, before we even get started with going through the motions of the stutter step dodge, we need to get fast feet. So I'm gonna put Patricia through a little footwork routine to see if she has fast feet. So we're not gonna do this with any sticks. We're gonna do this for like 15 seconds. Okay, so Pete, you're gonna stand over those orange cones just like that. All right, step over them, and you're gonna kind of just chop in place. So when we're chopping, we're trying to get nice and low. We're not gonna be back like this. We're gonna be right here on the balls of our feet, and we're gonna just chop, arms vibrating at the side. So you're gonna do that for 15 seconds, okay? So I'm gonna count out, scoot over just a little bit, and stay there and chop as fast as you can. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. 10 seconds is good. Now you can go to 15 to 20 seconds, but 10 seconds is good. I recommend 15 to 20 seconds to really get that burn. Do it about 3 to 4 times because we want to establish these quick feet. When we get into our dodge, we want to have really quick feet in that stutter step. Okay, now that she got that, now we're going to go with the stick. Okay, so let's do this for a couple seconds. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we're pairing in the cradling and all that good stuff. Excellent job, good job, Pete. That's right. All right, so now we are going to go to cage. So let's back up, Pete. We're gonna start from here. Now you can approach this stutter step, jab step, straight on. You can approach from an angle. I like to kind of like angle it off, or we can run straight in. It's your choice. So this is what it's gonna look like if it's coming at an angle. I'm gonna curl, I'm gonna stutter, boom. And then I'm gonna jab and then go to cage. I'm really working on dropping low a little bit. Okay, now if you notice, I'm not here doing my stutter step. I'm actually here, step, stutter. Notice how wide I'm getting, right? Now, if you wanna do this multiple times, you could actually set up this same setup with multiple cones going back. But this is the way I'm doing it. So again, I'm gonna start just from right here. So I'm gonna go, boom. Taking a shot at the end is what you want to do at that. So let's see P. Let's see how she does. She can start at the cone. She can start wherever she wants. That's okay. We're going to drop the ball. Again, we're doing this live and we're supposed to be going hard. So don't worry if you drop the ball multiple times. A lot of kiddos are always worried, oh man, I dropped the ball. In training, you should be making mistakes. If you ain't making mistakes, you're probably not going hard enough. So don't get discouraged by making mistakes. shake it off and get to the next rep and know that you can do it. All right, let's go, you got it. So that is the stutter step. The next one we're gonna set up, and by the way, let me back up. The stutter step, you could have different exits. So say I'm doing the stutter, right? I can go and give them a split dodge, right? I can give them a face dodge, right? I can kind of like hit them with a 1-2 after, split that way. So it's really up to you how creative you want to be, but you're gonna have to play off what the defense gives you. Another couple of things too that I like to incorporate into a lot of my dodges is making sure that I got a little bit of a shoulder shimmy. They really don't know which way I'm gonna go if I start right here, okay? So those are a couple of keys that you guys can add into it. Now, let's get to the jump stop. So, I'm gonna pick up my cones. Patricia, can you give me one ball, please? All right, again, with any of these moves, you can just use cones. If you have octagons, that's easy too. But let's just say we don't have octagons. We got cones, we got socks. We can make it happen. So, very simple right here. Again, I'm gonna use 2 different color cones for this. Right here, and right here. A lot of players have the natural tendency to do the jump stop. You see, I'm sweating because I'm actually working right here. Come on over. And the idea of the jump stop is an idea we took from basketball, really. It's you want to get wide, you want to get low, and then you want to push and go one way or the other, okay? So, for those, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Again, you have 3 cones. We're going to get really narrow just to train this right now, okay? So, narrow, I'm going to go ahead and jump and get wide. That's it, that's pretty much it. Now when you're running, it might look a little bit different. Say you're running into your jump stop, boom, right here. Now from here, you can go left or you can go right. It's totally up to you, but notice how I went from here to here, right? So there's a couple of things that we have to do when we're actually trying to dodge well, especially in our jump stop, is make sure we get low, and then make sure that we're nice and loose with it. Notice how I'm kind of like shifty with it, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be stiff and you don't want to oversell, or you don't want to, what's the word I'm thinking of? I mean, you kind of want to overdo it, but you don't want to telegraph it, you know what I mean? You don't want to signal what you're doing. So again, we're going to come up, boom, just like that. We're going to try and get narrow. Now, I'm sorry, we're going to try and get wide. How wide should we get? This is probably too wide. I don't have the ability to push off. So we're gonna bring that in and we're gonna go just outside of our shoulder width. So we're gonna start from right here. Patricia's gonna try this in a second. We're just gonna do this. Nice and easy, just to train this step. So Patricia, let's try that. So we're gonna start narrow, feet over the red cone. So get a little bit closer. Yep, closer, closer, closer. And when I tell you to jump, you're gonna jump, get wide, and just stay there. And jump, and hold. Notice how wide she went. That might be a little bit too wide for her, so she might need to bring those cones in. But the idea is to get low, right? So that we can push off one leg or the other. All right, let's do it again, a couple more times. You do this about maybe 5 to 10 times until you actually get it. You wanna also land on 2 feet. Go ahead. So notice how she's landing on 2 feet. She's not landing on like that. It looks like we were doing, what's that one move? Boom, boom. That's horrible. We're not gonna put that in there.
Whip.
You know, the whip, yeah, the nay. Don't do the nay. All right, so bring it back in a couple more times. Now we're gonna add the chop too. We're gonna start chopping our feet a little fast, okay? And jump. Good, and do it again. Jump. Good, now let's back up. So now, we're gonna do the same drill and we're gonna run into it. Now this time, we're not gonna stop in our motion. We're actually gonna jump, shift our weight from left to right, whatever you wanna do. Again, you can add in a split, you can add in a face, you can add in a pull. People call it different things. It doesn't matter as long as you get the job done. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna attack it, boom, boom, and then we're gone. I like the split. We could do it a lot of different ways. Again, we're gonna attack it, maybe about 5 yards away, right? Boom, boom, boom. Just like that, right? So I'm adding in kind of like different combinations. I'm also kind of like stuttering a little bit. Now I'm gonna go to cage. Hit him with a quick little face dodge. I'm also gonna give a look fake, so I'm gonna be looking this way if I'm trying to go this way. And I'm also gonna angle my body off this way so that it signals that I want to dodge this way, but I'm going actually that way, okay? Boom. Okay, that's a simple jump stop progression right there. It's very simple to do. The idea is to land on 2 feet, right? And then push off. You can add a little jab step at the end if you want. It's totally up to you. Okay, last dodge for today. It's the skip dodge. Okay, Patricia, let's pick up these cones. Now this one might be a little bit more complicated to do. This one I notice with a lot of younger players, they struggle with this, but it's actually not that hard to do. And if you've played basketball, you actually should be really good at this. So the way we're gonna set this up is we're gonna have 1 cone just like that. We're gonna have another cone, if you have another color cone, that works really, really well, okay? Let's scoot that in just a little bit. We don't want it to be too wide, okay? Now the idea in the skip dodge, can I see that ball really quick? Thank you, ma'am. The idea in the skip dodge is to jump off of 1 foot and land on that same foot and then add a jab right after it. So, to show you very simple, this foot right here, that's gonna be my jump off foot. I'm going to jump, land on that same foot, plant with this other foot, and then push off. Let me show you again. And I'm gonna move this just down a little bit more. And actually, let me set up this correctly. That's how we would typically set it up. So again, step, boop, jab, go. Does that make sense? I know it does. Okay, so Patricia's gonna try this. Oops, messed up the cone. Come on down, Patricia. So she's gonna jump off of her right foot. It's gonna look like this, just right by the cone. And just like that. And land on that same right foot before we even get to the plant. We're gonna do that about 5 times. So go ahead and try that, Patricia. Jump off that right foot, boom, and plant. And that's it. Let's do it a couple more times. This is just like the beginning, the foundations of the skip dodge. Okay, go ahead and step and jump. Now notice how she was a little off balance. That's okay right there. What we're trying to do is make sure that we're nice and balanced. So when this foot comes down, this foot is planting. Does that make sense? That makes sense. That's my thing. Does it make sense? All right, let's see it again. Good. Now what we would add to the second part of this is actually the dodging motion, the jab part. So again, we're gonna step, we're gonna plant, jump, jab, and then go. That's what we're doing right there. Michael Sowers, Charlotte North, they all got great skip dodges. Let's see it again. And then push off and go. Yeah, so we can, again, end with a split. We can end with a lot of different things. Now I'm gonna put these 2 cones here to signal where we're gonna be adding our jab step, okay? So it's kind of like a Y formation. Again, you only need a couple of cones. So we'll do it from this side now. So I'm gonna step with my left foot now, jump, plant, and then go. What I'm trying to do with the skip dodge too is make sure that I am kind of signaling that I'm going off in this direction or this direction, right? With the jab. So if you notice, right there, notice my head, notice my body language is all going right there, and then I'm pushing and I'm going off to the other side. That's what you're really trying to do. Now, when you're also doing the skip dodge, you don't really want to get a lot of height, so you don't want to do this. You will get jammed up. If you are in the guys' game, you're gonna get eaten alive. If you're in the girls' game, you're gonna get jammed up. So you don't want to get a lot of height. You want a lot of distance probably, and you don't want it to be very tall. So little hop skip, you know? And if you play basketball, you should recognize this drill. That's just a layup, right? So we're jumping off 1 foot, landing on that same foot, and going up for a lip. So it's the same thing for the skip dodge. So I'm gonna do it again, right here with the left, boom, boom. And just like that, that's the skip dodge. Patricia, let's take a couple of reps. We'll go to cage 2. Yep. So, again, I would say do these drills probably like, do them until you get them first, right? Go super slow. As you notice, we're working through it nice and slow, and then we're gonna pick up the speed. So now, Patricia, we're gonna start over here. We're gonna work a split dodge inside of the skip dodge, okay? So we're gonna take that right foot, jump, split, fire. Just like that, very simple. Let's see it, Pete. Don't worry, that was a floater. Again, when you're in practice, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna miss a lot. Who cares? Get right back to work. Don't get discouraged, okay? So now let's go a little bit faster. So now we're gonna still jump off that right foot. We're gonna be working that left to right split, okay? So I'm right here, nice and low. I can start slow. Boom! Oh, did you get the ball?
Yeah.
Beat her. Here we go, here we go. Back up, jump off that right foot, playing with that left. So yeah, see what happened was you went with your left foot, right? So it was a little confusing. So again, if you're new to this skill, which Patricia is new to this skill, you need to slow it down and really be methodical. That's good, I love that you did that. So again, right, left, and go. So let's try that again. Let's think about that. Let's slow it down. Don't go my speed, go your speed. And that's it. Now, one thing that Patricia's doing too right here is she kind of like is hitching a little bit. She's pausing the motion. What you want to do is jump off, land, push, and then go quickly into your dodge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's try it again. Good. Take a couple extra hops, just like the Easter Bunny, but that's okay. Let's get 2 more balls. Let's get and bring a couple balls. We're gonna go through this really quick, and we'll go through all the dodges for you. All right, guys, so those are the 3 moves that I got for you that you guys should try in your next training session, solo session with a couple of buddies. We got the jump stop, we got the stutter step, and we have the skip dodge. They're pretty easy to do. I would say do these moves maybe about 8 to 12 times or even more until you actually get it. With your right hand and then also with your left hand. Whatever your non-dominant hand is, do more on that side. Take the footwork slow. If you're brand new to this stuff, do not rush, do not, skip out on good form just to go for the speed. You'll get the speed later on. I want you to really focus on getting the footwork right and being super deceptive with your movements. Head movements, shoulder movements, legs, all that good stuff. So, if you found value in what we did today, go ahead and subscribe to this page today. And I'm so happy you're here. For all my subscribers, for my newsletter, this one is just for you. You got anything to add to that?
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.